This is the interview with Evan Carmichael, and he's an entrepreneur, a very passionate entrepreneur, and I've been following Evan for a long time and always wanted to do an interview with him. So today we're having him for the next issue of Proactive magazine. So Evan, now if you could tell us something about yourself.
Sure. I love entrepreneurs. I believe in entrepreneurs. It's my goal to help 1 billion entrepreneurs. I love seeing people who are following their passion, trying to make the world a better place. And quick backstory on me, I guess. I started my first business when I was 19, built it, sold it, got into the venture capital world a bit. And then from there I was doing speaking around the world, helping entrepreneur audiences. And now I have my website, which is evancarmichael.com, my radio show, YouTube channel, working on a book deal. Basically all about helping entrepreneurs. You know, I want to see you turn your passion into a business that can not only just support yourself and your family, but also make the world a better place.
Yeah, but you know, for people, I mean, especially, I mean, I'm from Europe, and especially in Europe, Europe is very risk averse. So for people, if they have to choose between, you know, being a lawyer or being, you know, a doctor, you know, these are respectable, you know, professions. And then instead of that, you tell people to start companies and be entrepreneurs, right?
I'm from Canada. My mother was born in Italy, so I've got European blood in me. Yeah, I'm not a great speaker to have at a corporate audience because I
yeah.
But you know, and this everybody has a degree of risk aversion. You know, everybody is scared to launch a company. If you don't, then you know there may be something wrong with you too. It's natural to be nervous and scared, and there are always pressures that are put on you. It could be from yourself, it could be from your culture, society, it could be your parents who expect you to follow a certain path. And you know, my advice is not just dump everything, quit it all, go full time, put all your retirement savings into this thing. Prove it to yourself. Start small, make sure you love it, make sure you can start getting some results. It's okay to have your job and start your business part-time. But it's, you know, if there's something that's in the back of your head that you have this idea that you want to launch this company, I'm of the mindset that I don't want to live with regret. You know, I'd rather know that this business will work or won't work, and even if that means going back and getting the job after, I'd rather know that than be stuck in this corporate job and live with regret for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what people are afraid of, I think, is what you just said, is that even if you have a good job, but you have this, you know, idea, this, you know, you're passionate about something, so launching, I mean, starting something on the side is actually, it's viable, right? You can really do it, right?
Absolutely, and I think you should. I know there are some entrepreneur experts, I guess, who tell people, you know, you gotta burn the boats, you gotta just go all in, and I mean, I guess that works for some people, but you know, I am totally okay with entrepreneurs starting part-time because really, running a business is a marathon. It's a long process, exactly. And what happens, this is what often happens, okay? Somebody wants to start a business, they say, I hate my job, I'm going to quit my job. They walk into their boss, say, I'm out of here, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going to launch my own business. They get all excited, and they start their business, and they, you know, they're using whatever savings they have, and they last for like 3 months or 6 months, and then they run out of money, and they have to go back and get another job. And it's way better to start part-time, start small, start getting some results, you know, start with half an hour a day, but do something every single day. Start earning some money, and make sure that, you know, when you quit your job, you have some kind of income stream coming in so that you can last, mm-hmm. That may take to build this business up.
Yeah, and I think you're totally spot on. And you know, when I was starting my company, Nosby, what happened was that I had like a badge I got from conference. So I had this badge, and on the badge I wrote Nosby CEO, and I was just a one-man show launching this. And I would put the badge on at 4 p.m. So until 4 p.m. I was a consultant, so I was doing stuff for my clients. And at 4 p.m. I would put on the badge. Now I'm Nosby CEO, so now I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm launching my new app, and this is how I, you know, divided my worlds and then made it happen.
Cool, I love it.
So, but how about? I mean, how you are saying follow your passion, and it's something that this drive that we have in us. But how do you find this drive? What do you tell people to how to find their passion? Because people sometimes when I say this, I always say this as well, just like follow your passion. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know what my passion is. So what do you say to them?
The biggest thing is to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Try stuff and see what you can get lost in. And often, the thing that you end up loving doing that could end up being a huge business for you, often is the thing that looks the worst on paper. Like if you thought logically about it, that you would never go into that business because it doesn't make sense. But passion and love is nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. And here's a quick example. When I sold my first software company, I felt like I had lost a child. Like I wanted something else. It's a great problem to have. I had a great exit, but now I was like, well, what do I do with my life? What do I want to do? And I was looking for another business opportunity. And one of the things I started doing was actually taking salsa classes. And, And if you looked at that on paper, you'd say, there's no way Evan would ever get into the salsa business. There's no way that would make sense for me in that business because I'm too tall. I take big steps. I've never done any dancing growing up. I'm starting from scratch. I don't have the musicality. I don't speak Spanish. I don't understand the music. There's like so many logical reasons why there would be a million other businesses for me to pick to start. But I went to the salsa class and I went to a salsa club and I just fell in love with it. I love the people, I love the music, I love the feeling that I got there, and I sucked at the start, but because I was passionate about it, I got better really quickly. And when you are passionate about something, you can overcome any skill gap very quickly. And I ended up being an investor in a business that is the largest salsa dancing school probably in North America, teaching 5,000-6,000 people a year how to dance. And so, I DJ there. I still am dancing 20 hours a week. I'll teach a class there, and it's something that I love to do. And so if you don't know what your passion is, your best bet is to go out and start trying stuff. Just if somebody invites you to go do something, try it. See if it's for you. Some things you'll find that you don't love, and you know that right away. I went rock climbing with a buddy of mine, and I hated it. The thing is in my crotch, and I'm afraid of heights, and it's like I'll try it, I'll go once, but I didn't like it, so it's like, okay, I can write that off. I tried snowboarding, and snowboarding I was obsessed with. I loved it. I would find reasons to push meetings so I can go snowboarding. I might say, Michael, I got something, I can't do this today, and I'm like on the snowboarding hill. And that passion lasted me for about 1.5 years. And I still go snowboarding. I'm going this weekend. I'll go like a couple times a season. But my passion fell off. And then with salsa, that's been over 10 years, and I'm still doing it. So you'll find some things, this relates to business, you'll find some things that you try that you hate and that's great. You'll find some things that you love for a little bit, and then you go all in, and then it fades. And it's okay to move on. You should move on. If you're not passionate about something anymore, you shouldn't stick to it. And then you'll find something that you fall in love with, that you just want to spend all your time in it, that makes you come alive. That's where you want to spend your time. And if you may know it, your audience, listening, reading the magazine, they may know it already. But if you don't, then just start to explore. Say yes to things, because you're not going to find your passion just doing the same things that you're doing right now. You got to step outside. You got to say yes. You got to explore. You got to take some risks and get to know yourself a little better.
I think because I have 2 children, so one of the things that somebody also gave me a very good advice about raising children was to stimulate curiosity in them, so that they're always curious, they're always trying new things, and they're always curious. And I think this is what we've been a little bit pushed by the school system, not to be curious, not to ask questions, not to go explore, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can go into a whole interview about the school system.
Okay.
Can of worms. But yeah, I mean, I have a 5-year-old son, and I agree. Like, you want people to be curious. You should be curious. children are naturally curious, and somewhere along the line we lose that, and
Right.
our options seem to close, and it's opening that back up, and we are not meant to live inside a box, and
Right.
and only you can get yourself out of that box. Your family, society, your friends, your workplace wants to keep you there, and only you can get out. And it's going to come from starting to do things that are a little bit different that you may not have done before, but you want to explore yourself and learn a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's now switching a little bit the subject. So obviously you're a very busy person. So if you can, because our magazine is about productivity. So
Right.
how do you get stuff done? I mean, do you have any routine, anything that that helps you stay on track? And because even if you're passionate about stuff, there are always worse days. There are days where you cannot get the rhythm or something. So how do you do you have any way that any tricks that help you stay active, keep going?
Yeah, there's a lot that I can share. Talking about routine, and this is really important, especially for entrepreneurs, because man, it's hard being an entrepreneur. And you could be on top of the world one day, you go to some conference or event, or you watch a video, or you're reading a book, and you're all excited, like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm so excited, I'm so energized, and you're working hard, you're coming with great ideas, and then the next day you wake up and it's like, where did that energy go? And you're starting from scratch. Like, so often it happens to so many entrepreneurs. Or even worse, you get, that energy may give you some bold idea to say, here's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm finally going to go and do this. I'm finally going to break out of my fear, my comfort zone. I'm going to do this. This is the day, finally. And then you sleep on it, and the next day you wake up and you look at that idea like, that was such a stupid idea. Who am I to do that? I can't do that. There's no way. And you lose the courage. So I find that instead of just having those be accidents where, hey, maybe I happen to watch that video interview, or maybe I happen to read that book, I like to design my day so that in the morning I'm set up for energy and for success. And so I have a fairly strict routine that I try to do every day that really helps set me up. Some of it may seem fluffy or stupid or whatever, but
Okay.
so the first thing I do when I wake up, and I'll share it, I'm happy to share it. The first thing I'll do when I wake up is I have this notepad next to me, and I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And some of them are logical, easy things. You might think my wife, my son, my family, my health. Some of them, it's whatever I'm thinking of. So it could be the internet. I'm grateful for the internet. I'm grateful for, I don't know. It sounds silly, but it takes me 2 minutes. I write down 3 things every morning, and it just kind of gets me set up for a positive environment. The next thing I'll do is my wife is usually out of the house before I even get up. She works early, and so I'll send her a quick message on Facebook, a little heart or a little funny cartoon character or whatever. And again, it's just setting the day up with love and positivity. That's kind of what I want to introduce into my life every morning. So like really super quick, easy things. The next thing I do, now this becomes more serious, I'll go to my computer and I'll put on some music. And I have a playlist that I call my Believe playlist, and everybody can have their own list. And it's basically songs that make me want to move. Songs that when I listen to, I'm doing this, got the head going, I want to dance, I want to say something, right? It's so easy to be sluggish and slow in the morning, and I find like when you're moving and when you're energetic and when you're happy, you're much more likely to follow through and have a great day. So I make a list of things, of songs that I want to sing to and dance to, and I play it randomly. There's maybe 80 songs on there, so they come up randomly, and it's just a great way to start the day. Other little things, I'll start with my breakfast, which is lentils every morning, sometimes with chickpeas, sometimes with some spinach, just for some energy, and a huge glass of lemon water, because you wake up dehydrated. These are little things, but you wake up so dehydrated that the best thing to fill yourself with in the morning isn't a cup of coffee. It's a huge glass of water, and put some lemon in there as well. There's a whole bunch of benefits. You can look it up. It's scientifically proven, but it helps me. Next, This happens every day. This is a serious.
Okay. Yes, this is really good.
Okay, but that all happens really quickly. It takes me longer to explain it than to actually do it. Next, I start with my big why, my little why, and the big why is like, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to help 1 billion entrepreneurs. Remind yourself of what your big goal is to stay motivated. What is that big thing that you want to accomplish, either by the end of the year or by the end of next year, or your lifetime goal? So that's my big why, and it should be something that motivates you. And then the little whys are the things that can inspire you on a daily basis. So for me, it's my YouTube videos. My YouTube audience is awesome. They leave comments every single day. And there are comments like, Evan, that video you made changed my life. Thank you so much for making it. So they're always very uplifting, positive things, and I'm sure you get them too from your magazine readers and your podcast listeners. And so reminding me that there's people who are really valuing what I'm doing gives me energy, gets me motivated, makes me want to get up and go and do it again and again and again. It's easy for me now because I have a large YouTube audience. But I've done this for years. When I was first getting started, I would go and do presentations and seminars and would leave such a high. Like you leave a presentation, I don't know if you do public speaking, but you leave a session and people are just clapping and telling you how helpful you were, and it's such a good high. And then the next day you wake up and it's over. You gotta where was that high? What happened? And so I would make a PowerPoint file that I looked at every morning, just of the comments that people left for me, either told me face to face or emailed me later, and I would just remind myself that the work that I'm doing is important. And so I find that really helps set me up for a super productive day, and that happens every single day.
Nice.
Yeah, I really believe that you should design your life on purpose, and instead of letting life kind of throw things at you and always being in reactive mode instead of proactively planning what you do.
Yeah, I mean, when I was starting with my application with productivity, I actually learned this, which you just said, from a friend of mine who was laughing at me because he observed my morning. And he saw that I'm really I'm just a chaos, right, in the morning. And because we were on a business trip to New York, so he could see how I work in the morning. And he said, Michael, this is not the way to work. I mean, this is not, because if you go like this, no wonder that the whole day you're like with your tongue outside, just trying to catch whatever is getting to you. So you have to start yourself. You have to start, as you said, on purpose, right?
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in running a no-crisis business. I don't respond to emergencies. I prefer to build a business where there are no emergencies, or I have my team manage it. I don't use a cell phone because I don't want people to call me. That's the problem. You have a cell phone, people call you, and a cell phone is other people's agenda for your time. So I use one of the Note Samsung phones, and I just use Wi-Fi. I have no phone number, I have no data package, because I don't want somebody interrupting my day. It's a minor interruption has a huge impact. If you're working on something that's important and somebody calls you, even if you don't pick it up, you just look at who it is, you're looking at your phone, that's a huge distraction that then it's hard for you to jump back into what you're doing before. Now, if you actually answer the phone and talk to the person, then forget about whatever project you're working on. So you got to stay focused. And so I run a no-crisis business. I don't answer phones. I'm not fast on email. I set up chunks of time that help me plan my calendar accordingly. So today's Thursday. I don't know when it's going to come out on your podcast, but for me, it's Thursday right now. I do all of my my public-facing stuff on Thursday. My radio show's on Thursday. My interviews are Thursday. My meetings are Thursday. My phone calls are Thursday. Everything. This morning, I had 2 meetings at a local Starbucks. I came here. I had an interview with you. I've got 3 more meetings this afternoon and another meeting later tonight. Thursday is my public-facing day. And I find it's great because I wake up, I know I'm going to be meeting people. That's all I'm doing today. I shave. I put on my T-shirt. I'm ready to go. Every day of the week is something different. Monday is my work in the business, important project, kind of admin stuff, set up my stuff for the weekday. So all the projects, all the emails that I have to get back to, that's all done on a Monday. But I know I'm not meeting anybody. So I could, I don't have to shave, I don't have to wear the brace here, whatever, right? And it's just a different mindset. Because if you're like, I'm not a naturally extroverted person. And I can switch easily between like focus, leave me alone, let me do my work, to then, I got to talk to people and I got to be outgoing. And on those Mondays, like I don't want to talk to anybody. Just let me focus, let me do my thing, and then I don't want to have to jump to a meeting and then come back and then jump to a meeting and then come back. And so Monday's my admin day, Tuesday's my writing day. I'm writing the book. All day I'm basically just writing. You email me, you're not going to get a response anytime soon. Wednesday I do videos. Wednesday my YouTube channel is something I love, I'm deeply passionate about. I spend an entire day basically in studio recording videos on Wednesday, and then Thursday is my meeting day. And so, chunking is super important. Anything that you do multiple times per day, do once per day. Multiple times per week, do once per week. I'm sure you've talked about something similar. I have guests on that talked about chunking. But that's how I do it, and I find it dramatically improves my productivity.
I mean, this is gold, man. This is exactly how people should work. I mean, my big mentor and a fellow blogger, Michael Hyatt, he was always talking about chunking and about the fact that he always meets, for example, on Fridays. So just like you have on Thursday, he has on Fridays. So I knew that if I wanted to talk to him, I could email him. We should chat about this or that or whatever. So I knew that I'm gonna talk to him at one of the Fridays. So it's not gonna be like now or tomorrow. It's gonna be this Friday or next Friday or in 5 weeks Friday. But it's gonna be a Friday because he's always works like that. And I think this is what people are missing here. That in this information society that we have right now, with so many things coming in, the focus is our main currency right now. Is I think, right?
Yeah, and for people who are thinking about chunking, the most common reason for not to do it that people come up with is I might miss an opportunity.
Right.
And what you have to be willing to do is miss small opportunities to go for big ones. If you want to achieve something big, you're working on important projects, you have to be willing to miss smaller opportunities. And here's an example. So, I miss a lot of media stuff. Reporters will call me, or well, they can't call me. They have they have my phone number that goes. I have a phone number, it just goes right to voicemail. They leave messages. Reporters will email me or they'll tweet me, and I miss it. I miss it all the time because I'm doing my videos and I can't get interrupted. I'm doing this interview with you. I can't get interrupted by a reporter, and so I will miss some of those opportunities. But I know that the projects I'm working on are bigger than that. And they have to be. You have to value your time, right? You can't afford to be interrupted because you're working on something that's really important. Now, if Oprah calls me and says, "Hey, Evan, I want you to come down in Chicago on Tuesday," yeah, okay, I'll go. I'll put off my book writing for a week and I'll go see Oprah. There will be opportunities that will make you miss your schedule a little bit, but that doesn't happen that often. It's really more about you getting over the fact that you're able to miss out on small opportunities to go for big ones, because so many people are just reaching for these emergencies and the small opportunities that they never do anything big.
Yeah, I think so, and especially in your case, when you write, I mean, it's a very good example. You're writing a book, so if you're missing some small opportunities on Tuesday, it doesn't matter because you're working on something really big. And if you can tell us a little bit more about it, what it's going to be about, I mean, entrepreneurship, obviously, right?
Yeah, the book is, I'm really excited about the book. I've been kind of keeping it under wraps, not saying too much, but I have a business philosophy that everybody has one word that they stand for, one word that defines them, and your best chance at business success is to understand what that is and then bring it to your company and build it around your one word. And that makes it easy to make decisions, it makes it easy to bring on a team, it makes it easy for people to talk about you, because most businesses are boring and don't stand for anything. But the entrepreneurs themselves do, they just don't bring that to their company. So that's what the book is about. I'm interviewing people like Jessica Alba, who've started a business around Honest, that's her one word.
Yeah, yeah.
Billion-dollar business. I have an interview tomorrow that I think will be live on my channel with a guy named Dheeraj, who built a business around empathy. It's a $2 billion company. And so people are using these strategies, and I'm writing kind of the guidebook on how to do it. So it's exciting.
So one word.
One word. Yeah, mine is believe. You probably know that, being a follower.
Exactly.
But it's finding the one word, finding your one word, and bringing it to your business. We're getting some questions on YouTube. I don't know if you want to go to take.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so Mosen wrote in to say, Evan, how do you stay focused on creating a product and raise capital for the product you created? Creating products is you gotta it's making time for it. You gotta chunk out the time in your calendar for any big thing that you want to do. And Mike, I don't know how you do this, but any big project that I'm working on, I make it a priority and set out time in my calendar to do it. I like to work in 90-minute chunks with a 15-minute break in between. So 90-minute, 15, 90-minute, 15. I find like after 90 minutes, my brain starts to get a little fried. If you're really focused for 90 minutes, for me, my brain starts to lose focus a little bit after that. And I know I got to get something done within 90 minutes, so it focuses me to work really hard on it. And so what I would do, if that's your question, is trying to figure out how do I create my product, how do I raise capital for it, assign 1 or 2 or 3 time slots every single week that's 90 minutes long that says, during this time, I'm working on my product, or during this time, I'm working on raising capital. I'm not answering email, I'm not checking Facebook, I'm not picking up phone calls, I'm not checking news, I'm not doing anything else that's not related to that specific task. And if you set aside that time on a regular basis, you'll find you make massive progress towards achieving your goal.
Yeah, I mean, your answer there, chunking in this way, would be just perfect because they are totally different activities. I mean, building product and doing venture capital. This is, totally different, unrelated, but really things that you have to. I mean, so chunking would be a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, jumping between them is crazy, and this is what most entrepreneurs do. They do a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Like you're making your pitch deck for VC is going to require totally different thinking than what you're going to put in your next product. And so focus your time. I like the hour and a half. The only exception I find is when I'm in flow. And I think we've all experienced flow.
Yes.
When you're working and you put your head down, it's 9 in the morning, and you look up and it's 6 o'clock at night. You're like, what just happened? And flow doesn't happen all that often. Flow is not happening every single day for you and your business. And when I find myself in flow, I actually will change my schedule around to try to stay there as long as possible, because when you're in flow, the goal that comes out of it is amazing. What you create is fantastic. You don't want to trick yourself. Entrepreneurs, we're smart. We come up with really smart excuses to fool ourselves. Right? Like, oh, I'm in flow answering these emails. I got to keep going. Right? That's BS.
That's not flow. That's not flow.
If you do feel flow, then I think I try to stay in that as long as possible, and I will push things off so I can stay there. But that's not I'm not in flow every day, not even close. So I try to do 90-minute chunks with 15 minutes in between.
I'm using more of the Pomodoro technique, so 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes. But what I have found out is that exactly if I start with 25 minutes, by the clock, and the clock says stop, and I feel like I'm going, I feel like it's not maybe not this flow, but I'm getting into the flow. I don't do the break. I just continue and then put the timer to 25 more and just keep going. So this is what I do.
Yeah, I mean, whatever technique works, I think you got to make it work for you. I don't think there's one strategy for everybody. The Pomodoro for me, I just find the 25 minutes too short. It takes me a couple minutes to get into whatever I'm doing. It might take
exactly.
And then I only have, if I have 15 minutes just to do it, then I find like for me, it's not enough time. Maybe I think too much. I don't know. I wish that could work. It doesn't work for me, but anyway.
No, that's good. That's good. Perfect.
Another question, Elisa. When will the book be out? Since I'm starting to listen to you and applying what you say, my sales have actually started increasing. All right. Thank you. My question is, what can I do to create a larger audience on YouTube? I don't know, Michael. I don't know if that fits your audience. I can answer that separately afterwards if you want.
No, well, you can give some tips so everyone else can listen to.
So the book, I don't know when that's going to be out. I'm working on it. It's me. I need to spend. I don't know. I got to be really comfortable with it. I'm working on finding the right publisher. And for YouTube audience, I guess kind of it relates to this topic too in time management. Be consistent. So many people say, I have this goal. I'm gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna have an awesome channel, and then they post every week for a month, and then they stop. Right? And this is common with any goal. Like, I'm going to be a blogger this year. I'm going to do XYZ this year. And you go hardcore. I'm going to go to the gym this year. You go hardcore, and then you stop because it's too much. You got to be consistent. It's much better to, just like building your product, use a lot time in your week to focus on it. For me, YouTube is such an important part of my schedule that I do two things. One, in the morning, I talk about my routine. I look at my comments every day. Right? Every day I look at my comments. I respond to every comment that I get pretty much on YouTube. That's crazy. Most people don't do that, and it's not going to be scalable. At some point, I won't be able to do it. But it feeds my soul. I love it. And then recording the videos, I leave a whole day. Wednesday is just video day. That's it. And if you want to make YouTube really important, then you need to dedicate a huge chunk of time to going out and making the videos. My videos have gained traction because I've gotten a lot better. But I have 1,500 plus videos. Look back to my first videos, I sucked. I had 0 comments. I didn't have a lot of thumbs up. I didn't have a lot of momentum. And by practicing and getting better and following something I was passionate about and allotting time and being consistent, every day on my channel there's 2 videos coming out. Every single day, 2 videos hit my YouTube channel. You got to be consistent, and to do that, you got to plan your day. I know we're bumping up against the clock. Michael, is there one quick thing you want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, about your goals for this year. But I know it's the book, but is there anything else that you want to, hit this year?
My personal goal is actually a fun/selfish one, where I'm at an agency. I have an agent in New York who represents me, who puts me, into deals. He's helping with a book deal, for example. And I'm the #2 YouTuber at the agency. And so my goal this year is to become the #1 YouTuber at the agency. So it's a moving target. I wish I could say, like, I need to have X number of subscribers, because as I grow, he grows too. So I got to grow
faster.
Yeah. So that's my goal. I guess check in at the end of the year. We'll see how we're doing.
Okay. Pretty great. Okay, perfect. So on my end, it's perfect. Thank you very much for having me and for being for the interview for Practice Magazine. Really amazing advice, golden advice. Because really, and if somebody doesn't believe you, they can look you up and see what you've accomplished. So you live by that, and it's really great.
Cool. Well, I got to hop on a phone call, but Michael, thank you so much for the time, and let me know when the podcast comes out and the magazine comes out, and I'll share it with my audience too.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll let you know.
All right.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.